I am Denver D. Subiliaga.
And I am Mikhaila Patricio.
Welcome to Tourism News.
We appreciate you for joining us today.
Here are the top topics making headlines.
Of investments will be reported by Denver Sibilia.
Purpose of investments will report by Liana Grace Partido. Types of investments will report by Roan Reyes and Mikhaila Patricio.
Areas of consideration in choosing from among the investment alternatives will be reported by Jabril and Rafael. Let's go to our field reporter Denver for the details. Denver, what can you tell us?
Thank you, Mikhaila. Let's go to the
Nature of investment.
return on investment is a financial metric used to evaluate the profitability of an investment. It is a calculated by dividing the net profit by the investment by initial cost or outlay of the investment. ROI is expressed as a percentage and this is used by investors to compare the efficiency or profitability of different investments. A higher ROI indicates a more profitable investment related to its costs. Risk in investment refers to the uncertainty or potential loss that an investors might face when their actual returns deviate from their expected returns. It is an inherent part of investing and it can arise from various factors such as market volatility, economic fluctuations, political events, or company-specific issues. Investors often assess their risk tolerance and diversify their portfolios to manage and mitigate these risks, aiming for a balance between potential returns and the level of risk they are willing to tolerate. Safety in investments refers to the degree of protection an investment provides against financial loss or volatility. It is typically achieved through diversification, investing in a mix of assets to spread risk, and choosing investments with stable and predictable returns, such as government bonds or blue-chip stocks. Safety also involves conducting thorough research, understanding the investment, and considering factors like market stability and economic indicators. Investors seek safety to preserve their capital and minimize the potential for significant financial losses. Liquidity in investment refers to how easily an asset can be bought or sold in the market without significantly affecting its price. Investments with high liquidity can be quickly converted into cash, often with minimal price impact, while those with low liquidity may take longer to sell and may result in a larger price discount to contract buyers. Investors often consider liquidity when making investment decisions, as it can impact their ability to access their funds when needed and the potential costs associated with buying or selling an asset.
Thank you for that report, Mr. Subiliaga. Our next news will be reported by Liana Grace Partido. What can you tell us?
Thank you, Mikhaila. As we've interviewed all the witnesses and victims in the incident, one of the witnesses stated the five purposes of investment practices. Safetycution used in the crime. It refers to the amount of money invested that a fund manager is allowed to lose before the fund portfolio is shifted from capital gain to capital protection. It where the investor is monitoring if the operation is still going and his per investment, kung gumagawin ba yung pera invest nila or kung may napoprofit na sila doon. While the other weapon used in the incident, the cyclical cash needs can be financed through two sources, the long-term borrowing and the short-term borrowing. During periods when cash needs are lower than the amount borrowed long, the unused portion can be invested by the firm in short-term securities. Short-term securities, these are the investments which are held are expected to be sold, then converted into cash within 1 year, while the long-term securities, same as short-term pero held siya ng more than 1 year. During periods when cash needs are higher than the amounts borrowed long, extra short-term funds will need to be borrowed. Next is investment for return. Ito yung madalas na reason ng mga tao kung bakit sila nag-invest. Simply to earn money, which is maganda naman talaga na yung risk na binigay mo sa isang bagay. Like for example, in business, ay mag-boom. Next, we have investment for influence. One factor of investing is influence. Some people are investing to gain connection and trust by other companies. Also, nakakatulong ito to enhance your company because more connection, more supplier. That's why marami companies nakikipag-partnership not just to gain friends but to gain trust. And if you gain trust, you can get a lot of suppliers. And last, the victim says that the investment for control. Some other company naman is nag-invest for control. It is a monitoring function within the asset management. It is concerned with independently overseeing and maintaining the standard of asset management accounts in order to guarantee performance and quality and deliver the necessary benefit for the asset management project. Next is we have types of investment that will be discussed by Michaela and Ron. Back to you, Michaela.
Thank you for that report, Miss Lian. And our next reporter will be Roan Reyes. What can you tell us?
Good day, Philippines. Thank you, Michaela Patricio. I am reporting the types of investments. There are two types of investments. There are investments alternative and areas of consideration in choosing from among the investments alternatives. First, equity securities. Equity securities are financial assets that represents ownership of corporation. Equity securities have ordinary shares and preferred shares. Ordinary share represents ownership interest in suing corporation. Ordinary share has Class A and Class B. Class A, non-voting ordinary shares are entitled to receive dividends. Class B, voting ordinary shares are not entitled to receive dividends. Preferred shares, usually non-voting but has priority over ordinary share in dividend and liquidation rights. Short-term debt securities, obligations that mature in 1 year or less. Negotiable certificates of deposit, issued by authorized commercial banks. Commercial papers. Promissory negotiable notes are issued by larger, well-known corporations. Bankers' acceptances, used by importers to secure trade credit from exporters. Treasury bills, obligation issued by government treasury sold at a discount from face value. Intermediate and long-term debt securities, obligation that mature in more than 1 year. In intermediate and long-term debt securities have Philippines government securities and corporate bonds. Philippines government securities has two types, treasury notes and treasury bonds. Treasury notes issued by the government treasury with maturities between 1 and 10 years, sold at face value with a specified interest payment. Treasury bonds, government treasury securities with maturities over 10 years. Corporate bonds, debt obligations issued by a corporation. Many types of corporate bond exist. And last, hybrid securities, securities that have characteristics of both equity and debt. Convertible preferred stock and convertible bonds. The convertible featured also allows the investors to convert the preferred stocks by a specified number of shares or ordinary share. Convertible bonds. The convertible features allows the investors to convert the bond to specified number of shares or ordinary shares. This is Ron's Reyes reporting. Back to you, Micaela Patricio.
Thank you for that report, Mr. Reyes.
Let's go to our field reporter. For the details, Micaela Patricio, what you can tell us?
Thank you, Denver. Did you know that there are 6 classifications of a derivative security? The first one is options. Options are a type of derivative security that gives the holder the right, but not the obligation to buy or sell an underlying asset such as stock, bond, commodity, or currency at a specified price before or on a predetermined expiration date. They are contracts between two parties, the buyer and the seller, and are often used for various purposes, including hedging, speculation, and income generation. Options provide flexibility for investors and traders because they allow you to profit from price movements in the underlying asset without actually owning it. The next one is commodity futures. It is a financial contract that obligates the buyer to purchase and the seller to sell a specific quantity of a particular commodity such as crude oil, gold, wheat, or coffee at a predetermined price on a specified future date. Commodity future markets play a crucial role in managing price risk in a global economy. They provide liquidity and price discovery, allowing participants to effectively manage their exposure to commodity price movements. The next one is options on futures. These are traded on various future exchanges and provide additional flexibility to manage risk and speculate on price movement in future markets. They are a valuable tool for market participants who want exposure to the future market without the full commitment or taking a position in the actual future contracts. And next we have rights. It is usually referred to financial instruments that give existing shareholders of a company the option to purchase additional shares of stock at a specific price by company as a way to raise capital or for other financial purposes. Also, rights are not considered traditional derivatives like options or futures, but they do present a financial instrument often used in a corporate finance. And next, warrant. Warrant is a derivative security that gives holder the right to buy the issuer's common stock at a predetermined price. Types of investment. It has also a real assets or a non-financial assets. It has a precious metals. Precious metals are commonly considered real assets because they have intrinsic value and are tangible, physical commodities. They are distinct from financial assets like stocks, bonds, or derivatives. International investment refer to the allocation of funds or capital by individuals, businesses, or institutions from one country into assets located in another country. Certainly, there are various alternative investment options beyond traditional stocks and bonds. These alternatives can provide diversification and potentially higher returns, but they often come with unique risks and considerations. This is Micaela Patricio reporting. Back to you, Denver.
Thank you, Micaela Patricio, for the report.
And our next news will be reported by Jabril and Rafael. What can you tell us?
Thank you, Micaela Patricio. I delved into areas of consideration in choosing from among the investment alternatives. Basic investment objectives comprises factors that motivate an investor to buy or sell a certain assets. It refers to an investor's expectation from a particular investment. Investment goals also depend on the purchasing power of the investor. If an individual has sufficient disposable income, they can afford to take increased risk. Expected rate of return. The expected return in the amount of profit or loss an investor can anticipate receiving on investment. An expected return is calculated by multiplying potential outcomes by the odds of them occurring and then totaling these results. Expected returns cannot be guaranteed. Expected risk refers to the chance that investment actual return will differ from what it expected. The possibility that an investment won't do as well as you like or that you leave up losing money. The risk level can be low, moderate, or high. Each enterprise risk has a risk level based on the impact and likelihood ranking of the risk. The risk level provides the basis for prioritizing the action. Taxes are mandatory contribution levied on individuals or corporations by a government entity, whether local, regional, or national. Tax revenues finance government activities, including public works and services such as roads and school, or programs such as Social Security and Medicare. Investment horizon. An investment horizon refers to the length of time that an investor is willing to hold the portfolio. It is generally commensurate with the amount of risk that an investor is willing to undertake. I am Jabril and Rafael. Back to you, Michaela.
Thank you for that report, Ms. Rafael.
Thanks to all. On behalf of the Inter-Tourism News team, I am Damber Subliaga, and it has been our pleasure to bring you the news today. Thank you for watching. Stay informed, stay safe, and have a great day. Thank you for joining us today, mga katurismo. We appreciate your trusting us to bring you the latest news and updates from around the world. Again, thank you very much for listening. We are Tourism News.